Good evening. I'm Bret Baier. In just a few moments, we'll be hearing from President Donald Trump at the White House following the first American airstrikes against Iran's nuclear facilities. The president announcing on social media about 2 hours ago that the U.S. military hit 3 sites inside Iran. He says a, quote, full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary target, the Fordo facility. Nuclear sites at Natanz and Isfahan were also hit, and all American planes made it back safely. The U.S. used 6 bunker buster bombs and 30 Tomahawk missiles in this attack from B-2 bombers and from U.S. submarines. These airstrikes came after a week of Israeli attacks on Iran's nuclear facilities. The president originally said he'd make a decision whether to join the campaign within the next 2 weeks. He said he had to say that for operational security, and 2 days is within 2 weeks. The president writing on Truth Social, quote, Iran must now agree to end this war. But Iran has shown no sign of backing down or ending its retaliatory strikes against Israel. And Iran's supreme leader warned the U.S. that joining Israel would, quote, result in irreparable damage for both of them. At the same time, the president could be hoping America's participation in the conflict will prompt a new diplomatic push. As you look at Cross Hall, he ended his social media post announcing that the strikes with a simple message, now is the time for peace. That said, we expect to hear a warning from President Trump if any U.S. citizen, bases, or facilities are targeted by the Iranians, all bets are off, and basically the U.S. could increase its strikes inside Iran. These attacks come as you see President Trump walking down Cross Hall in the White House as Israel has continued the back and forth and Iran has fired missiles, rockets, and drones onto Israel. Again, the President of the United States.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime, Fordo, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin-Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
President Donald J. Trump, flanked by the Vice President J.D. Vance, the Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and his Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth in Cross Hall there at the White House, touting what he calls a very successful mission, taking out 3 Iranian nuclear sites. Our coverage continues on the Fox News Channel and on my show, Special Report. And for the latest, as this story develops, stay with this Fox station. I'm Bret Baier. Good night.
This has been a Fox News Special Report.